gonna do?
Piss out of Gwendolyn. Take this on up. And hit this. To get into the painter after the straight fill me Estes.
How are we going to the
plus
painting, I guess?
keepers. And then all of a sudden you're stuck in a painted created Black Knight Greatsword +5. And this is a really good example to circle back to scaling. I talked about scaling earlier, and you can see extra tier when it. I'm kind of thinking about changing my fashion up a bit. Y'all go like full Silver Knight with the elm. Iron, black iron. Let's see. Oh, too heavy. Though that does kind of look good. I like the aesthetic. Take a look at some stuff here. 63.
So totemo. Maybe another one. Or man. Just get this. Let's just use this.
got a 120 with a medium roll. Spear, endurance, and then anyway, we're gonna head on forward for this. That put me up to 124, 24 to 60. Bitch. Find something that 9.2. Something that was dark, lighter. Either. Alright, enough Fashion Souls. Go up the steps. Monstrous. This is honestly disgusting. Oh yes, this. Humanity right here.
कहीं हलदार আছে কি?
Little tricky to hit this. Humanity. Perhaps we're gonna have these guys are toxic, right? No, these guys. Stop them is kill them with fire, which is ironic considering they have torches. Otherwise, what you can try and do is swing and immediately roll back, but with a heavier weapon, that honestly just ain't gonna fly. As you can see, got hit with toxic. But fire is the best way to kill them. I know it's kind of annoying, but I'll just let them bleed. Final hit on them. So, like if I had a fire weapon, I could just run up and beat the shit out of these guys. They would go down. Otherwise, you know, you can just die on their own. But right there, you can see how get rid of the toxic and they'll just die on their own.
또 이승기가
Rome, but not. Yeah. An item right here. Some bird dudes are gonna fly on down once we get over here. Said some bird dudes are gonna fly on down. There we go. You guys are late. They're not that bad, to be honest. Just beat the piss out of them. Oh, they have very low poise, so it's quite easy to stun like them. Yeah. Right finger, you can see some loot over there. We'll be making our way over to that a little bit later. Finger, your chances of being invaded, wondering what it does. It makes people. Then we're gonna go up. This room is. Toxic. Okay, on that soul. After I have the soul wrench corner. Oh shit, I fell down. Going down here isn't like the. That's the thing you use. And then there's this empty area. Now, this area is a roll down spot. There's a couple little areas where if you get to them, the only way to really get out of them is to roll down into here. So I wanted to point that out in case you're wondering what I'm back. Now, so I should have told you whack him in the head. Soul item, and then subsequently the blood shield will piss him on off. Blood shield is a decent shield for resistance. Yeah. Boost various resistances. So anyway, we're just moving. Yeah. To come down. We'll do this weird poison breath thing. And this is actually the second zombie dragon. There's one in the Valley of the Drakes, but we didn't go fight that yet. Now, if your bow has been upgraded, it's going to work much better than this. So obviously you can see, this would kill him eventually. We're not going to... Hands him backing up. If enough of that hits you, you'll get poisoned, but it's not like a giant concern. He can beat on down the zombie to the bridge like a buck, or why. I still don't know to this day if this is supposed to be here or why it's here, but to remove it, you just go forward with a heavy attack and it stands up. And now that it's stood up, you can go this way and escape. Now, if you really want to leave the painted world right now, if you drop on down, you can go that way, talk to the boss, and head on out. You're home free. We're gonna take ratings. This is we're gonna avoid fall damage. Jump right here. Oh, Mr. Let's see. Sorry, we gotta go get the bonfire exit. Hang on a second. Let's see. Take the stairs outside and keep the wall on your right. So I need to. Oh no! Wait a minute. No, yeah. Going outside and around. These are the stairs I want. Getting my stairs all mixed up. These are obviously all the dead birds we just killed. At this point, just run past these guys for now. They're the phalanx. They're not really a threat, so you can kill them if you want. But more importantly, we're going to open this door, which so there's no point in resting. I still have 10 S. Door, which is not really a threat, so you can kill them if you want. Importantly, it can hurt a little. And the thing, as I mentioned, the phalanx is kind of a joke. They can hurt a little bit. The thing is, they're like big marshmallows. They don't have a lot of health. And killing the entire phalanx formation will net you about 7,000 souls. And with any decent AoE spell, Or long getting boot is the need soul over no, and then I'll do another double boss feature episode. So in the next episode we will first portion of make spawn. I'm gonna load souls. This takes like 4 swings. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but make sure you are not hollowed right now. There's an invasion event coming up, and you're going to want to be human for it to get access to a set of armor. Over to right. Now, there are going to be a bunch of hollow dudes in this area. Go ahead and heal on up. Oh, you can see there's one there, there's one here. Really all over the place. That is roof. That's right, we got Acid Surge over here. Really nice spell if you want to be a trolly dick. You can use it to durability. Go around to get. Pick up that. There's Jeremiah. Well, Jeremiah is really not that bad. He's a pyromancer with a whip. Because he's a pyromancer with a whip. Oh my god. That is a seasoned Dark Souls 1. And give me your notched whip. Fucking beefy. Give me your humanity and give me your notched whip. Can just melt everything. It's so good. Your alright. Somewhere I put it now. How is the door? Oh, left. With earlier? So I'll grab this. Some weak ass. This. These stairs. This annexed area. In the ass they can be. Bring out a shield, it'll make life that much easier. As you can see, there's a couple different items. Bone wheels. Probably the best thing to do is exactly what you just saw me do. I know last time we encountered the bone wheels, but we didn't exactly fight them. In general, just shield up, let them kind of run at you. They will eventually slip on off the shield. To facilitate this, you're going to want to have relatively high stability on your shield, and most importantly, 100% physical. One more. There he is. There he is. Go on and grab that soul item. And then hit this thing. The graveyard. Wall. Let's see. From right here, where we had this item, we have an illusionary wall. I'm going to open that. And we have another wall to the right. I'm going to open that. Go down this. There'll be another bone wheel waiting for us. That from earlier. Over here and grab the annex key. And that from earlier. Okay. And then after we have that, break a wall. I'm going to take 2 immediate rights. 1. Break a wall. And 2. For another bone wheel. Let's see. And then we have another infected up here. This one in particular, as you can see, they're not hostile at first. So just pop them with an arrow, they're a weakened one. And give me the fire surge. So there's usually another bone wheel that'll come as left, right, right. Here's our other bone wheel. go up this ladder. Courtyard. Back. Alright. At this point, if you need to, obviously hit the bonfire. I'm going to just because 62,000. Tasty, tasty. Tasty, tasty. And next we're going to go to the previous forest benches. You get past get right over here. Previously this was locked, getting the annex key. Lock that door for us. You get past these damn benches. Number one enemy in Souls games. Fucking benches. Alright, we're going to head on up the stairs. First thing we're gonna do is turn this way, break these boards. This way to get Delka's rapier, really nice weapon. On back. Knew that was gonna happen. There's gonna be a couple more of those in a second, so don't worry about them for now. I only have one more clump left, so I'm just gonna heal through this. So we killed that infected. Now we're going to proceed down. We got a couple more. The good news is we are almost past all of these infected bastards. Got the Dark Ember. Kill the Birdman. We can now turn weapons into Occult, which honestly Occult's just not that good. Dark was really potent in 2 and 3, and in this game it feels kind of lackluster, to be honest. Let's see. Trees are down. You can see old blacksmith used to be here. There's an asshole up there. We're gonna go for him next. I have a plethora. So once again, if you have a plethora of the blooming, feel free to use it. But we're not out of the woods just yet, so. And go up, kill that guy. Vow of Silence. Really nice miracle. Stop spellcasters, so if you're playing a more support-oriented faith build, In that, oh, boss. As long as you there, no. Revenge! Oh, Mask of. Snag ourselves Black Cleared stuff. And we'll drop on down here. Snag ourselves a Soul Brave Warrior. Earlier, how I talked about there was a drop down area. It's right here. But actually, we're going to take this. This is a little bit of a better route to go. Jump across there. Jump down to there. Just saves us a little bit of damage on the fall. Could always get back to the bottom. Kicks. Saving the day. It's 2007. Oh, wrong way. Excuse me, places. Alright, and as always, before you go to 1,000 sold short, I bet I can fix that with a couple of these bad boys. Oh. Tasty endurance. Alright. So now we're just gonna run on through. It's nothing that I would really be worried about. I don't think you're worrying about. Right next to this archer is going to be a hollow. Let's see, I'm tucked in there. And then this one will have hollows that ambushes from behind. You can kind of see them swinging. Best thing to do is to just run behind, kill this one, and then you can just dismantle these pricks as they come on in. And we got Nightboy. It's been a while since we've whooped one of them. Ooh, man, you are a strong one. Oh, no, wait, you're not Nightboy. You're the merchant. Aww. He got all corrupted. I just noticed that. I always just assumed he was a big knight. That was the merchant who was selling us stuff back at Sen's Castle. What a fucking pity. So if you did the roll down trick right up there after the dragon, this is where you come. Behind. Invisible, but as you can see, there's a bunch of snow here, and just how you can kind of see my footsteps, she'll be able to see hers. She'll swing her scythe at you. She'll do a little, what's it called? A little blizzard thing. Basically, just stay in the snow so you can see her footsteps and beat her ass. She has bleed buildup, but to be honest, she's mostly just a joke by this point in the game. Since we did kill Jeremiah, we'll be able to grab the Santa set tomb. But anyway, let's talk to her. Oh, also, I almost forgot, her tail is a weapon. Her soul gives us Lifeblood Sight, the spell she'll use. If you want the weapon, you gotta cut her tail. That's probably the hardest part of this fight, is cutting her tail without killing her.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not.
I'm your pimp.
If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
Here.
I expected as much from thee. Why dost thou hurry toward thine death?
Damn it. I probably did too much damage to her already. So, where's she at? There we go. See how you can see the footprints? I can just hang out here. See, this is the tricky part, because I don't want to accidentally kill her. I want to get the tail first, and to be honest, with the weapon I'm using, I might accidentally kill her. Maybe go to something less likely to murder her, maybe. So, there's the bleed. I'm just gonna have to... hope that I don't kill her right here. I'll one-hand it. So you can see, that's basically how you fight it, is look for her footsteps, swing a bit. So the big trick here is not accidentally killing her while you're trying to get the tail weapon. Like a lot of these bosses that we're gonna fight from here on out, honestly, the harder thing is getting the tail weapon without accidentally killing them. Oh man, that was a big blood loss. But yeah, the blood loss can get you for real. That's like the one thing to be aware of here. Alright, shit. See, she's almost dead. Okay, give me your tail. Give me your tail. Oh, that was a close one. Come on. Come on. No, 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 no. No, none of the invisible shit. Pain in the ass, man. Why? Why do you gotta be like this, Priscilla? Why do you gotta be like this? Life Hunt Scythe, the Dreadnought is scaling it. Like...
one of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into plunge down from the if thou seekest thine desires. I expected as much from thee. Why dost thou hurry toward thine death?
One of the irritating to staying right here for you. And after this,
Okay, never mind.
this is kind of a hidden boss. Like episode that takes a So anyway, after that, you come up here at that level. So anyway, yeah, well, this is a good time. Maybe I'll do that. We could get. Spend. If you did fight Xanthus King Jeremiah, his loot is staying right here for you. If you did fight Xanthus King Jeremiah, his loot
Huh.
is so.
I expect.
Might accidentally hard and do that. When killing Gwendolyn. Now, before we proceed, a couple things on you. Dark Moon, be frank. Anyway, first thing to do, pop on his ring for just a second. So just putting that on made that vanish. As soon as it's vanished, you can go ahead and swap that ring back out for something more useful. First thing to do, interesting loot to get out of doing this. Anyway, first thing to do, pop on his ring for just a second.
great Lord Gwyn, tarnished it shall not be by the feet of men. If thou art a true disciple of the Dark Sun, cast aside thine ire, hear the voice of mine self, Gwyndolin, and kneel before me. O disciple of the Dark Sun, thou hast journeyed far. Hear my voice. If thou shalt swear by the covenant to become a shadow of Father Gwyn and Sister Guinevere, a blade that shall hunt the foes of our lords, then I shalt protect thee, safeguarding thy person with the power of the dark. Of men and I, before sun, there by Guinevere shalt
access to the Covenant, invade, you gotta kill the Covenant, and you're on your... That'll kind of change things, but instead, if you don't care about the Covenant, and you're on your first playthrough and trying to get everything anyway, traverse that light and beat his ass. Since we are right next to a bonfire, could always travel back to Firelink, get that 20 Estus real fast. Basically, as we just chase after him, he will keep teleporting back and casting spells at us. Hallway does end eventually. After about 5 minutes straight of running, you will reach the end and he can't teleport anywhere. But you can see he'll use his little bow, and you just gotta get up to him and boop him. That's all this fight really involves. Wrong one. Magic you just saw him cast will go straight through the pillars. For that one, the best thing to do is to just roll, or just juke it like that. Something like Crest or Havel. You can see I'm not having any issue dodging it. If you get hit high behind the pillar, damage, stuck behind the pillar and heal. Got him.
Upon thee.
Guy that's... So, that's why you see his corpse. It is always empty. I'm gonna grab it anyway, just because, you know, people will be like, wait, why? Nothing. Somebody already got here first and took it. Here, grab Sunlight Blade, really badass miracle. Basically, it's the one that enchants lightning all over your blade. And grab the brass set. It's the one that the Firekeeper lady run down the hallway. Probably be a double episode then after Gwen.
Very well. Hunt. What foolishness! Why would a blade of the dark moon trespasseth upon the great lord's tomb? Mark the words of mine self, Gwyndolin. Thou shalt not go unpunished. What foolishness! Why trespasseth upon the great lord's tomb, whilst thou art a disciple of the dark sun? Mark the words of mine self, Gwyndolin. Thou shalt not go unpunished.
dodges are too good for you.
Okay, let's just read this.
What foolishness! Why trespasseth upon the great Lord's tomb, whilst thou art a disciple of the Dark Sun? Mark the words of mine self, Gwyndolin. Thou shalt not go unpunished.
I don't understand this deck.
For you. And you're fine. Behind the pillar, just make sure he's not going to cast the big blue spell, and you're fine. Come here. Oh yeah, got him. Boop. Boop. Oh, there we go.
This one is much better, I guess.
What foolishness! Why trespasseth upon the great Lord's tomb, whilst thou art a disciple of the Dark Sun? Mark the words of mine self, Gwyndolin. Thou shalt not go unpunished. swathed in dark. An eternal curse upon thee.
Anyway, oh, this is turning into such arrows. We're gonna be killing another zombie dragon, so if you went for arrow cheese, buy some arrows. If you went for magic, use your magic. Come over here, talk to her, use up that Firekeeper soul that we've been sitting on for God knows how long. I mean, honestly, every time you have a Firekeeper soul, you should be going there and using it. I'm just absolutely and be like, oh. That's right, no, it's not a double elevator, it's just a regular. So anyway, here we are, Valley of the Drakes, hooray! Oh, that's right! That's why I moved it until after the... Caster, you'll want to do this. After the next boss, if you come over here, right here, you will find Beatrice's gear. Remember the caster that we summoned to help us fight the Moonlight Butterfly? Well, you can summon her again for the Four Kings. We're not going to, because she'll make the fight harder than it needs to be, but after you've completed that fight, her gear can be found right there. So, come on down and grab it. Obviously, it's a short run from Firelink, so it's not like it's a hard thing to get. But anyway, we are going to cross the bridge and head left. I was wondering why I moved Valley of Drakes until after New Londo, and then dragon just waiting up ahead. Bow, we're going to kill this guy the old-fashioned way. I should really go ahead and level up my bow. You shouldn't wake up until you start grabbing the items, so take that opportunity to get in a big hit on his ass. Just like the last zombie dragon, same threats, you know. Heavy attacks can knock you off. Can do that, you know. It's just with window and you go in. A free big old whammy to the face this time. So we're gonna... Oh, God, you're such a dick! God damn you, Undead Dragon. That Boet. I really need to just upgrade this stupid fucking thing to like plus 15. There's no way I'm doing this. That'll take... Goddamn, no, that'll take too long. See? Like, even there, man, I was blocking. Dude still boinked on me. are the Dragon Smurls and Souls of Poppin'. Well, now it's payback time. Obviously, not even.
Okay, wait a second.
Just pulling that one over to say hi. This one I'm killing because he just won't stop flying. Oh my god. Respect. Anyway, grab the Brigand Armor and the Spider Shield. These ones you can just walk past. This gate is going to be open until later. We will get the key to unlock that. That's what we use to unflood New Londo. But the mechanism for that is inside. Instead, just run past these days. And then the home. All done. It's now time to go level well, use up anything you got. When I think of the hardest bosses in the first Dark Souls, Ornstein and Smough are certainly one of them. Pretty big and I'm not interested. Don't really know what you're doing. You're gonna get dookie done. I'm not interested in any of the things from Gwendolyn, hence Catalyst. That's where I am at Soul, along with Priscilla's as well. You know, I don't need the Scythe, I don't need his Catalyst. This is basically a pure melee build. I don't need no Dark Moon though. One of the benefits of just doing a pure big dick melee build, you just eat like everything. Everything becomes a meal to boost that endurance up to. Soul, along with Priscilla's as well. You know, I don't Dark Moon though. Everything. And so, if you don't, they can be, and I mean, they're not that bad with the right build, but they can be absolute hell to fight. And so, if you don't really know what you're doing, you're gonna get dookie done.
Hmm. Okay, wait a second, let me search something.
It's realize you I get, but we can ignore that.
Way too easy. While venturing through the Darkroot Basin, you probably come across a Grasscrest shield. But did you know the Black Knight guarding it has a 20% chance to drop one of the most broken weapons in Dark Souls history? The Black Knight Halberd, when fully leveled, will easily carry you through the entire game. But if you don't get it from this one-time spawning enemy, your only chance afterwards will be to get it at the end of the game before fighting Gwyn. This hidden weapon in Dark Souls
Hmm.
FromSoft weapons that bang. Early in Dark Souls, you would come across this village of undead from a sword, and the halberd were just all nuts that they all deserve a spot in this video. But for this first great
Hmm.
Scaling itself isn't very high compared to
3 and the Grafted Dragon in Elden Ring, this weapon is a stain to the title those fist weapons. As a plus, it also increases magic before I bring up the big deal breaker with this weapon. As I've already mentioned, it has a great range and deals only magic damage, which is fine against every boss except for some damage the Moonlight Butterfly Horn regardless of how much intelligence you have, and its damage is also split, so on magic resistant enemies, it pulls ahead heavily. Breaks, which did create issues in my run, causing my weapon to deal less, but never letting me down. Likewise with the Butterfly Horn, it's crafted from a spear and it's got the same good attack speed and range, but the range can go a little further now thanks to the dealing 10% of a boss's HP bar and 30% of a normal enemy's HP bar. The R2 deals about 60% more damage but is incredibly slow and uses a huge amount of stamina, so I only used it once to finish off the run. But there is one strange downside to this weapon. For every hit that makes contact with an enemy, you lose 20 HP, which means when no point in reaching the 58 strength requirement unless you're one-handing this weapon, since it only garners about 17 extra damage between the two-handed and one-handed requirements. Another massive downside is its massive size, which makes it next to impossible to contribute to any combat within closed walls, since it bounces off of every single wall. It became such an issue in my run where I discovered dexterity, and the fire damage is flat damage, meaning that it doesn't scale and tops at 255 when upgraded. Is Quailag's Fury Sword, a fire-based curve is one of At 6, the Great Sword of Artorias, a physical or straight sword hilt and has a stat. It has the same moveset as other great swords, but its R2 is a different attack, being much slower but in turn dealing about 80% more damage. 2. Craft at 36 every enemy and boss. Its slower attack speed did let it down slightly though, but even a single hit against a boss always dealt amazing damage. Pair this damage with a surprisingly low stamina consumption, and even with a small amount of endurance, I could easily get off several attacks. At 4th, the Great. To start off on this list, crafted from dagger, the non-cursed version of this weapon, it requires all stat for just a straight sword hilt or amount, 18 in everything except in second place, the cursed greatsword 6. The Great Sword of Artorias. His great sword.
So, that's up. Found it after the right. Well, it's up to you which boss weapon you actually want require you into the. And I'm at this location. Just run up to these stairs. Okay. Run up these stairs. weapons can be turned into a certain boss weapon you want. You need a weapon that is plus 10 and more. So how do you make plus 10 weapon? Well, you need to find an amber that is located in depths. Give it to the blacksmith in Undead Parish, and he can modify your weapons to plus 10. But now, how to make boss weapons is needed for a boss weapon that you want. Let's say I want to make Greatsword of Artorias. What I need is talk to this giant blacksmith, go to modify equipment, go to this middle stuff, and here, right in the first sword is Greatsword of Artorias. So I can put my plus 14 dagger to make Greatsword 1000, so I can make the Greatsword of Artorial and plus 10 or more weapon. And make of this video all this video boss weapon, but for now
Basin. Hello, lady. Kindling. Or kill.
Taurus's great sword, straight sword hilt, and likewise with the non-cursed version of this weapon, it requires all stat but just a slightly smaller amount, 18 in everything except strength, which requires 24, or you can just found on the standard version of this weapon, dealing once again about 50% more damage than an R1. The first, Faith, it gains no damage benefit from and dexterity, doesn't fall apart on some, although it makes pieces above the non-cursed version, slightly lower stat requirement, giving it a silver medal in second place.
These are the best sorceries in each Dark Souls game. For Dark Souls 1, I have to go with Dark Bead, for only requiring
Okay.
16.
Long melee build. I don't, I don't need Dark Moon though. Just eat like everything. Everything becomes unstoppable. It's 20 forward. This a couple times, but we've never up access to. What is? And congratulations, you have gotten your transient curses. Now, shouldn't be that big of a concern, but if you're worried, damage the ghosts in just a moment. Dive into this. Or Hallowed Bastard. This area at this point. We didn't do much here before. Now you can, yep, there he is. Or Hallowed Bastard. Tried to parry that. Sad. Anyway, when you drop down right here, pop this open to get some transient curses. I came down here already and got him. And then once you have your transient curses, that will enable you to deal damage to the ghosts. So just to kind of show what I'm talking about, we're going to head this way, and I'll ghost first without it. I do nothing, but they can hurt me. After you take the transient curse, oh, they got me in a grab attack. Who's getting his moaning on? As you can see, after taking a curse, you can just boop all over them. So after crossing that, we're going to go this way. This is my path. So there is a bridge right here. You can see it very carefully in the water. And here is the Firekeeper Soul. Now I mentioned this back at the start, that you could kind of do a suicide run over here to get it. The reason I say it's a suicide run is because at that point in the game you're not going to really be able to handle the ghosts, but it is a pretty short run to grab that Firekeeper Soul if you want to get it early on. You know, we were fine going through the game without it. I think you'll be fine without it, but anyway, over here with a soul item. No, where's my pot? There we go. Kick that to open it because we're right next to the ledge. Not a soul item, transient curses, excuse me. So back on, there we go. And then we're gonna have fire slot. That way I can see when they're about to run out. Kill that one. You should be. I mean, as you. Anyway, from here we're gonna go into the hallway and down the stairs. So we will go parrying dagger. That ghost. Then we're going to go down the other path and ignore the fog for now. Kill the ghost. Go around the corner to kill the Banshee. In particular, now the Banshees to kill the Banshee. Now the Banshees are a little bit more annoying. In particular, that yell they do will tend to call ghosts over, so it's just something you need to look out for. But anyway, more transient curses. You know, like I said, probably won't need to go to the merchant. We're getting plenty of these. I'm gonna go forward here. this ladder down. We're not going to be using this ladder right now. It's a shortcut that is active for later on. Alright, oh, I'm going to give the area, and then take transient curses. Good. Worth doing that. Maybe. Wants it. I wants it, and I needs it. 'Cause it could be a cursed weapon. No, just more transient curses. We'll leave. Remember where we forward. About popping up out of the ground and attacking me. Time to take our transient curse. Take that. Give the ghosts a moment. See if they're going to catch up. Because these ghosts will. I don't know if they actually have a leash distance. It seems like they'll chase you almost forever. So it's usually good to just kind of hang out for a bit. Wait to see if they pop up. Just so anyway, little just do this and pop on out. Run past the ghost. Just do this and go down past. Run past the ghosts and pop on out. And the real thing right now we're doing is we're trying to pull all these ghosts. There's a bunch of ghosts. We're going to run over here, grab this green Titanite shard. You can see there are quite a few ghosts that are coming. And this is exactly what we want. We just popped up a curse. Grab this soul. I'm literally trying to pull all the ghosts that are in this area so that I can take them all out in a couple swings. You can see most of them are dead now. We got 2 more. And just doing that, it's going to make this so much fucking easier because they're not going to be popping up inside of walls and whatnot. And oh, so we're good. We'll be going into there later. Just ignore that for now. These stairs is just a soul item. Oh, so we're going to go up. Stairs as well. Ignore that ghost. Yeah, this one. Come a little closer. For her for now. We're gonna roll on over to the cathedral. The rightmost window. So when we drop in, there's gonna be a banshee and a couple other ghosts. I missed my plunge. And see, this is why we went and pulled all the ghosts. Typically what would happen, like your first time through, through this place is you'd run into the ghost tweet here, because it's just, you know, a boop and you're home free. Anyway, from
This is I know you. This is the four kings slumbers in the deepest chamber of the. Use this key to break the seal. Oh, and do not forget the dark wraiths reside in a dark void, but the abyss. Although, if you could. Hello there. The key. I know it. You seek this.
he gives us the key.
You hope the dark wraiths, but the although if you could.
Dialogue to come back. This guy can break curse if we're cursed. The same thing you would need the transients for, or not the transients, excuse me, the purging stones. He sells transient curses, and he also sells resist cursed. So, food for thought. Put on our Covenant of Artorias. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on now, and basically adjust my weight. I'm gonna go ahead. Covenant of Artorias. Adjust my weight to something that's more appropriate, because I want to be able to, I want to be able to still move in the upcoming area. So I'm gonna do some quick adjustments now. What ways? Oh yeah, this looks good. Now need something that's looks good with the fashion. Oh, how about the thief mask? You're going to have that ring on to enter the boss arena, so if you've been using Havels or Chloranthy or whatever, you're going to want to take it off at this point, because obviously you can't take off the FAP ring. Anyway, go down the ladder. Gonna here and make a left, follow this path around, retransient curse. There'll be a couple ghosts that we haven't pulled yet. Up there. There. We're gonna drop down, follow this path out to the right. Oh, hang on, this is where we. Hang on. Oh, drop down and go down to the right. That's what I meant. So drop down and now take this down to the right, and look at our Curse Bite ring. There we go. Oh. Oh. Alright, now we're going to head on back, going to the tower that we had skipped earlier. Inside of that, we'll get the composite bow, and then we will head on down to unlock the seal and drain. Actually, a lot simultaneously playing the game.
crafted.
At something. Having to read details slightly easier because I'm used to like glancing over at something, but having to read detailed notes while doing all this, it does get a little tricky at times. So you can see right here, this is the area with the drakes from earlier. Competent bow was pretty good damage, but short range. You can see that's that bridge. That's the annoying one that flew to its own death. We're gonna go first. We're gonna go ahead and take this elevator down. Pull it. There are still some ghosts, but much less than before. Ghosts are much more prominent in the top area. So immediately to the right, there are the drakes that we fought earlier, previously mentioned. We're gonna have some dark wraiths here in a second. Now dark wraiths, they're pretty dangerous. More ghosts are. There are the drakes that we had fought earlier, as I previously mentioned. We're gonna have some dark wraiths here in a second. Now dark wraiths, they're pretty dangerous enemies. You can farm them for chunks. They have a lot of poise. They can hit pretty hard. They have an thing called Dark Hue mixed that in. Like, look at that. Look how much poise those things have. Getting hit with the Black Knight Greatsword. A Wraith run right at us in a moment here. Come on, buddy. Should be one over here to the left. We're gonna kill him as well. Then we're gonna kill this weird looking blob monster. Now this thing is very slow moving, but it can deal some serious damage to you if you're not careful. Best thing to do is gonna be kind of just circle past its face, keep up a shield. And do those same explosions we dealt with earlier. Once you get up behind it, just kind of whack away. It keeps spawning those little explosion skulls. But there you go. Just get to the side for 5,000 speed and go. That's side one of the side. There's another wraith inside one of these. There you are. Grab the humanity right here. Wraith on the right. Go left for the shot. And first fought the ghosts. So see right here, this is that bridge that we ran across. Remember the first room where we sprinted and killed the ghost, and then a couple ones popped up? It's right here. So pretty close to Firelink. Activated that. Wrap it up for later. We're gonna take this other path. Take long ass stairs up. Acquire the very large ember. Did I just get... Oh no. I got turned around. Oh, never mind, I didn't. I'm still going the right way. Oh, yeah. Yes, here we go. Forgot how much of a run it is to get to that. There we go. Very large ember. So at this point, you can now upgrade a weapon to plus 15. You're going to need 7... of these chunks to get it all the way on up. So go ahead, farm a couple of the Dark Wraiths, and you know, get it set out. If you have the chunks, I'd say it's probably worth doing that before the next fight, just because the Four Kings can be quite a threat. So you could always bone out, travel to Andre, upgrade, boost your... Actually, head back. I'm gonna level up my character a pinch here. 20 minutes, I can wrap this area up within the next 10. Oh, one more until I hit that 40 endurance mark. Flask. No, straight out my butt. So fast. And out here, there. Now the answer is, of course. So through that, down to that. Alright, illusion, and stupid ghost. Straight through here, and we're gonna up down onto that, down to that. Alright, let's see. First, Wraith, soul item over here, and then an illusion. We'll run and grab this first. Sit the fuck down. If you came in the other route, no, it's kind of dark and shitty. Let me get on a soul lantern so I can show you guys a little bit better, because it's really dark. If you, actually, not really helping at all. Not the way we want to go. Anyway, if you came down via the elevator, that should be this room right here. Area where we built the blob and all that, so right back over there, path for the elevator, and you know, same as I did, you would come on out, kill this guy, go this way, and grab the humanity. Anyway, after him, we're gonna proceed forward, grab DS, grab Red Eye Orb and the soul item. Let's see. Got the illusion wall too. That is right here. 2. That is. Right here. So this next room we're gonna go in is gonna be little hard. We got 2 dark wraiths, 2 to 3 ghosts, you know, blob monster, all that jazz. So quite a bit of stuff. Best thing to do is kind of like hang out for a second and then run out. Basically lure out half of the bullshit in the room. Just make things a lot easier. See what happens if you yeah. So you can imagine that's you know, it's very easy to get overwhelmed with all that. Those explodey heads do light things up. Let's see. 2 raids, 2, so careful lure them out. Grab the chunk from the chest. Are human at this point? You can summon Beatrice. That's the boss fog. Human. outside here. Oh! Now, so let me. You absolutely abandon her. Oh, it's one below me. I was like, did I miss one? No, I didn't. This fight is very much a DPS check. Smo fight, but it is this ring on. If you do not have the Covenant of Artorias ring on, you'll die. And I don't mean like, you know, oh well, yeah, you'll die too. I mean, no, instantly, you'll literally die. Because we're going to be landing in the Abyss, and if you don't have the ring, you can't Abyss walk, and hence, you die. Lightning, Flame does okay. As I mentioned, it's very... Four Kings can fight pool, you'll see. To abilities, tugging, or they're going to grab you. The best...
Oh, what the fuck?